Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it has been a really long time since I made a proper long form video, but that's because I have been really packed up with classes, exams, events, brand collabs. So it has been pretty hectic, but good news is I am back to home for 1.5 months because of the semester break, which means that you'll be seeing more long form videos from me, so stay tuned. So you guys have been asking for study vlogs, mini vlogs, food vlogs, and a lot of more stuff. But many of you also have been asking me for strategies and tips I use for studying. So I thought I would quickly make a video. So today's video is gonna be all about how to memorize everything that you study. I know it sounds a little too crazy to hear for the first time, but I promise you by the end of this video, if you follow all the strategies that I tell you, you will be able to remember and memorize everything for your exam. The good news is you do not have to study for 8 hours every single day because we also have to have fun, right? Step 1 is plan it out. So, say for example, you have your exam coming up in a month, plan out all the topics you have for your exams. And you can use your paper, or what I personally like to use is a tracker, like a Notion app for to dump everything that I have in my mind. It acts like my second brain. So if you want the link for that tracker, I'll put it down in the description. You can always check that out. So yeah, the plan is to lay out all the topics and subtopics, or at least the units that you have in your exams, and have another column which has your reading and your notes status, whether you are in progress or whether you have completed that unit in order to track that. And the second column should have your revision status. That is whether you have completed the revision for that topic or you're yet to start or you're in the progress. As and when you keep completing your topics, you will keep building the confidence that, okay, I am seeing the progress or at least I am heading somewhere. So that is how I keep up with my studies. Now, moving on to step number 2, I want you to make your own damn notes. I know teachers and lecturers are providing you with your PPTs and your PDFs, but trust me when I say this, making your own notes help in better retention of the information. And I'm not saying this out of a whim, but it has been scientifically backed. Psychologist Fergus Craig has given the levels of processing theory where he says that just reading and highlighting your notes is a shallow level of learning where there is no retention of the information, but rather when you read the notes and make your own notes by organizing your information through mind maps, flowcharts, or points, that is a deeper level of processing. Now we already have all the topics laid out in a tracker and we have already started making our own notes. So we are headed in the right direction. Step number 3 is revise actively. Remember the word actively, not passively. There is a difference between reading and rereading your notes in the name of revision and actively revising it. Now that we were talking about active revision or active learning, there are a lot of scientific methods to do so. I'll list down a few on the screen. But my favorite has to be the blurting method, where basically I choose a topic that I want to revise and I take a clean sheet of paper or my Good Notes app and I write everything that I remember about the topic. And I mostly try to connect one subtopic to the other because that helps in better interpretation of the information and better retention of the information in the long run. So that is one method. Second is active recall. So active recall is basically where you try to recall the information by solving questions, by solving flashcards, rather than just rereading your notes. Now, there are different apps that are available in order to create flashcards. My favorite one has to be the Anki one. It is so good, especially when you're dealing with a subject that needs a lot of learning and memorization. It's a chef's kiss. The more your brain retrieves the information, the stronger your memory becomes. It's as simple as that. The whole point of doing active recall or active revision is You do not look at your notes. Only after you're done revising, you can always go back and check with your notes to see what is missing out. And you can again go for another session of revision. Step number 4 is learn how to connect. Recently, I have started doing this one page revision sheets for each and every unit or chapter that I do. I'll share a few pictures on the screen so that you can take it as a reference. I have started making this one page revision notes at the end of my revision cycle, that active revision cycle, where I write down all the important topics, subtopics, points, whichever I tend to forget over and over again in that one page of sheet for that one particular chapter or unit. And this is such a savior on the day of exam. Oh my God. On the morning of the exam, I do not study or go back to revising everything. Rather, I refer to this one page notes, and this helps in connecting all the topics and the subtopics and the information that I tend to forget from that unit. And it is so quick. Like I can revise 5 units in less than 1 hour. It is that quick. Coming to the last final step, step number 5, that is please sleep and have a calm mind. I know it's not a strategy for memorization, but it is the utmost important step for you to perform well on the day of your exam. You really need to sleep at least for 6 hours the night before your exam. It's basically like when you're working out, your muscles are not built or they do not undergo hypertrophy when you're working out, but rather when you are having your rest days. So it's like that. So it's very important that you have a proper sleep on the night before your exam, and on the morning of the exam, make sure before you enter the exam hall you take deep breaths and make sure you say out your affirmations in your mind or out loud, whatever feels comfortable to you. Say for example, I have always done well in my exam, or success is my birthright, or the question paper is made specifically for me, or I am here to ace my exam. Keep repeating these affirmations until you feel calm and stable and ready for the exam. Your brain performs better when it feels calm and confident. So with that, I would like to end this video. I really hope you take away something useful. Actually, I want you to follow all these 5 steps before you go ahead for your next exam and tell me in the comments if it worked for you or not. I'll see you in the next one. Hope you have a good day.